everybody. This is a presentation about artists and contemporary art to watch summer 2025. So we're going to start with digital art. Digital art is going to go so big in the next 10 years. I'm so excited for all of these new images. They're so beautiful. I'm not as skilled in animation as I could be. I'm a good painter, a good drawer, and I have some Photoshop skills, but I wish I was like a 3D animator because these images are incredible. I really want to help everybody understand how influential these images are going to be in the future, these digital animation stills. So I got most of these images from lumos.com. If you want to explore further and go look at more digital art, go to lumos.com. This is Christina Laporta. Here we have like a glowing mirror house in a pink landscape. It kind of quotes the tiny house movement, which I was like one of the founders of, and it shows like that you could live in nature in like a glass house. This is also Christina Laporta, also quoting like the tiny house movement and the landscape behind and everything. How you could like be an internet entrepreneur with just Wi-Fi in a tiny house in the middle of nowhere. Maybe you want like one roommate to live with or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you can just be the internet entrepreneur that you are in the middle of the land and the trees. This is also Christina Laporta. This is like a pink glacier house, a pink mirror house, super cool. There's also a pink modern house. Lots of white houses look like this, super modern with stucco. So she made them pink. What if they were blue or purple or green? How cool would that be? What if your neighborhood is like blue, purple, and green? Modern houses in pastel. That'd be awesome. This is Kate Shaw, which also kind of quotes Deborah Freelander from her Colorful Mountain series. It's a bunch of colorful mountains that reflect onto the water, which is kind of beautifully photoshopped. I could think I could make this if I really tried. It's really technical and really beautiful. Here, another like quote to the tiny house movement is Tobias Stutz. This is like a really square, just what you need type of house. Isabel Menon. These are so beautiful. I don't know if I could make this myself. It has like this robust, beautiful collage to it with all these flowers. They're truly like implementing beauty. Like it's just so beautiful that I had to include it. Isabel Menon. So this is another Isabel Menon, kind of the same thing, like collage photography for flowers. Kate Shaw again with the mountains. Guacanarte, this is like the tiny house movement gone big. So once you get away from tiny house, you go to the modern house, which is like modern, overlooking a landscape, very beautiful. If I had enough money, I would totally build this, and this would be my house where I live on the ocean or on the water, on a lake, where I could see out the window at the beauty of nature. Violetta Verve. This is kind of deconstructivist, like breaking down colonialism and bringing it to like the LA world of pop culture. This is another Violette verb, again, pop cultural landscape and architecture. Steve Glacier. This is like a new era kind of vibe. Like this is her cool haircut. She's like in sci-fi Web 3.0 with her cute cat. Sophia Winters. I love this house. This is exactly what I would build if I could build for myself, for a house for me and my family. Sophia Winters, and there's like this cool car in the driveway. Awesome. Cool car, cool house. Yeah. Pat Swain. This reminded me of like a friend of mine who likes flamingos, so I just included it. It's really cool. It's like a kind of like colonialist landscape, but also like deconstructed into pop culture. That's what the digital work is about. It's about deconstructing colonialism and moving it into the pop cultural era. After Andy and Basquiat said that we were going to move into a pop cultural era, we have like the Kim Kardashians of the world and the Kanye West who like are actually the epitome of culture in this era. Antonio Rojas. I just thought this was really beautiful. It's like clouds with some like architectural landscaping in between. It's a really beautiful work. Slender Okanashi. He has his like own take on pop culture where like that's the old world of pop, which is like kind of like the Paris Hilton vibe of like beautiful and rich in LA. And then we have this like weird iconic man in the background who's like kind of like a trader or like an e-trader, like internet dork, like interesting vibe. This is like kind of like also quoting tiny house movement, overlooking the landscape and like having coffee with your partner or like chilling with your friend or whatever. Massimo Colonna. This is like another like quote to Asia, how we bring like the Asian wisdom and compassion into the Western culture in this era. A lot of my work has to do with mandalas now and bringing like a sense of serenity to Western life. Beatrice Hug. I just thought it was really cool I could make this, and it's like iconic, which like I'm technical enough to make this, so I included it. Megan Spielman. This is like really innovative textiles work, also kind of decolonialism, deconstructionist of colonialism. Like it's a pattern that doesn't make sense. It's kind of a little feminist, which I like. Georgie Miswan. I don't know how to say that. Mikwan. Georgie Mikwan. Basically, this also has something I was working on is kind of bringing the digital landscape into painting. So like these could be digitally made images, but they're paintings. This is Penn Dalton who's kind of doing the same thing. He's bringing like this digital like inspiration into the landscape of painting. This is something I made, so I'm also a part of this movement, which has to do with like digital design being communicated in a painting. Kareem Baujamar. This is like just a beautiful, like kind of modern portrait where there's like all of this color mixed around. Like I'm trying to see what like portraiture will become in this era, so I thought this was interesting. Mocha Lee, she's doing like stuff around like digital people. Like she has someone who's doing that in a painting, which like tons of people do on cameras, like peace sign. This girl's kind of like whatever. It was like very much like a digital kind of thing. You would post this on Instagram and think it's cool, but now it's a painting. So the digital world is creeping into the painting landscape and influencing painting. This is also kind of deconstructivist, except it's not about digital at all. It's about a candle, and it like shows kind of an illogical candle landscape. This is Hotam, which like I think is fascinating. It's beautiful, like a bunch of towering buildings all compared to each other. And basically, like I also hear that says deconstructivist. It's pastel, shows like the femininity of a sculpture or a building. Whereas like when we see them outside, they're very like masculine sounding buildings. So a more pastel landscape for buildings. This is Ilana Savdia. So this is completely a beautiful painting. I just love the colors. I think it's so technically well done, so I included it. This is Wendy Park, where she has like all this modern food that's like laid out, which like we've all like been in this world where we hear like spam or ramen as like real food, when really like real food is like pears and grapes and avocados. So also for the digital era and for the modern era. Thank you. That's it for me on contemporary art for today, but I'm sure I'll have more for you soon. So I hope you enjoyed this and get thinking about what contemporary art is for this era and move us all along so we can rocket into the digital era.